Hello.
Happy Tuesday. How is
It is. It is Tuesday indeed. Welcome back, friends. We
Welcome.
are tagging. We're having a party.
We're
Come on
drinking.
in.
We're drinking coffee. It's 8:30
Yes.
at night. That's what we do best, right?
Sometimes you just need it.
Yes.
Sometimes,
For me,
yeah.
it's winding down. You would think that it's winding you up, but it does both. There's
Yeah,
some
that's true.
psychological
That
stuff.
is true. Okay. I'm just making sure our ducks are in a row. I have great news tonight, Katie.
What's that?
Instagram is working. Yay! So we have people
Yay!
doing it. Hello, those watching on Instagram. Sorry we missed you last week. We just were having a week. Instagram is a little fiddly sometimes to go live.
Yes.
Hello, Heather. Good evening.
Let us know on here if you have power. So we had a wild storm last night. I swear to goodness that my kids jumped out the window and they were just running all over the roof because that's what it sounds like, right? When those branches are just rolling around, I'm like, someone get them down. What is happening out there? And sure enough, there's some huge branches in the backyard. It is wild. So what a good time to be talking about cleaning tonight, right? Because we're cleaning up our
Yes.
yard. There was some nasty debris, but I know a lot of Kitsap County is without power. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry if this is rubbing it in that I have a bright light on me tonight. But yeah, we do have
Yeah,
power.
maybe.
So thankful for that and helping some family. Jake just helped our mother-in-law had her canopy flew off of the back porch and shoved onto the roof. Like was
Oh
gouged
my
into it.
goodness.
So
Oh, that's
we
no
went and
fun
helped
at
them with
all.
that tonight. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the trees. Okay, small little story time. This has nothing to do with JBF, you guys, but
No.
I grew up in Nebraska. So I look like I grew up in Nebraska today, don't I? I got my like camo hat on. Anyway.
I didn't take a big sip of coffee. Okay, keep going.
Yes. And so big, giant thunderstorms and snowstorms and blizzards and like monster lightning and all that stuff was a big part of my life growing up. So it kind of is fun for me when there's a big storm in Washington, except there's almost no trees in Nebraska. So there's not the tree downing. Yeah. That is a different life for me for sure. So now I don't love, I mean, the storms are just so much more dangerous with those giant trees, but
Yes.
yeah.
So we understand maybe if you're not with us tonight, you're trying to conserve that power on your phone, but you can watch back and enjoy. So
Yes. Yeah.
how is everyone? Hi, Heather.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. I got to see
Yeah.
Heather today too.
Oh, did you? Oh, fun. Yeah. Okay. I think we're pretty well good to go. Looks like
Awesome.
all the cylinders are working, even with the power issues. And we're ready to go. Tonight, guys, we're going to talk about prepping your items. So, whether you're brand new to JBF or you're a veteran, you will pick up some helpful tips tonight. And if you've been doing this a while, or even if you're brand new, give us tips on how you get stains out. So, we're going to talk about stains, we're going to talk about cleaning plastic items. We're going to try and, problem solve. If you've got something that you're not sure you can get clean, post a comment, let us know. We'll walk you through it if we can. And we always learn something new. Katie is our stain guru. And yeah, so before we get going on that, though, just a reminder that we are in the final 2 days of the 9 and 9 challenge. Okay, so we've been rolling on this for almost 2 weeks now. We're drawing 2 winners, one from the first week of entries and another from the second week of entries, and they will be announced on Thursday morning. And we're almost there. So you guys are doing great. There's so many tags going in. We're proud of all the work you're doing and just keep it up. So tomorrow's the last day. Wednesday is the last day to enter that. So for every 9 tags you enter, you can enter into the drawing for each set of 9 tags. So
yes.
But otherwise, that's kind of it for announcements right now. It's the
Yes.
calm before the JBF storm, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we have had just want to say a huge thank you. Yes, that's fine. A huge thank you. You say your name. You gotta go.
Who's there?
She has to run real quick. huge thank you to everyone who has come to each of our new consigner classes. They have been an awesome turnaround, and I just love meeting you all in person. It is a way I love when we see you at the sale, just to give you that you've got this, power through, and just when you pick up maybe at the end of like, how did you do? How were your sales? And it has been awesome to get to know each and every one of you. So thank you for stopping in. And if you're here tonight, say hi. So we are here tonight to talk about stains.
Yeah.
They are the worst. Especially, we're talking about prepping, right? We've now collected everything from around our house, and now we are ready to prep it. Some people talk about already bundling their items together, but we really need to make sure that these items are clean of so many things, right? It's not just clean of debris and stains, but we are looking to make sure that there's no holes, tears, excessive wear, fading, stains, all buttons actually buttoned, that they're not missing any of those. Let's see, I totally lost my spot. All buttons, and then like at the bottom of the footy pajamas and that there's no holes. So and zippers, that they're zipping. All the onesies, like if they have buttons around the snaps, that they're actually in working order, because we try to say if they are 5 years old or more, you really have a tendency that those kind of things can really fade and lose their elasticity, all of those kind of things. So really make sure you're watching for that. I brought a special monster here tonight that loves to get things stained, right? So this is one stain. Lizzie, do you want to come join us? This is Lizzie.
Hi,
Everyone
Lizzie.
say hi. Who has come on tonight because Daddy took her with tonight, and they went to Costco and grabbed a pizza. And what else is there but chocolate ice cream? So she came in, and she has this beautiful stain on the front of her shirt. So I'm going to have her go get changed into her pajamas because it's bedtime. And she is going to bring back this shirt, and we're going to try to fight it tonight, because I just think that's a fun way to show you guys that it's one thing to talk about it, but to show you, right, about these stains and how to get them clean.
I love cute
I'm not that mom
helpers.
that carries around. I know.
We need more
Yes,
helpers.
in all ways. We talked about this in the class, whether they're counting the amount of pieces in a puzzle, making sure that they're prepped correctly, or helping match the tag to the item, especially books. This isn't to read. It is a great way to have them get involved and be helping, or maybe taping those tags on or pinning them on. So she's going to go do that. I've got another set of items that this happened the other day. I don't think I told you, but this is my favorite lip stain, right? And it's my fault, because I'm the one that does all the laundry in the house. And I decided to wash and dry my lip stain in the washer. And so it bled on all of the clothes that were in there. But of course, not like one huge stain. It's all over in little tiny spots. Now, I have gotten most of it all clean. I just haven't taken the time to do it all. But the one stain fighter that we are going to be mainly talking about tonight is going to be this one here. This is called our Miss Mouth's. This is I've never said this out loud before. Miss Mouth's Messy Eater Stain Treater. And this has just been tried and true for me, you guys. I have taught you all the different ways to fight stains, what products to use. But someone influenced me to buy this. Months and months and months ago, and now it's just been my tried and true go-to. They do come in this size. I believe they sell a bigger size on Amazon, but it came in a 3-pack, and so I thought, I'm not going to buy the big one yet. I'll give it a try. I like to use this, but then I also like to use an agitator, something like this that has the bristles on top, to really work it in there and make sure that we're getting that stain out. You can also just use an old toothbrush, maybe one that you don't need. Oh, our lovely assistant has arrived back. Thank you, ma'am, for your hard work. So I am going to pray that we do not get my computer wet tonight as I work this out. But I have a little toothbrush with me that we're not using. I'm just going to get it wet there because it is Look at this gnarly chocolate stain down the front.
That is impressive.
On a white shirt.
Delicious.
Thank you so much, Lizzie. Yeah. What a great assistant we have tonight. Yeah. Just what I wanted to do. So
hey, this is a good intermission really quickly. Should we throw our trivia question out there
while I'm treating it?
Mm-hmm. While you're treating. Okay. So you're getting it wet and you're spraying it with the magic stain remover, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes. All right. So tonight's trivia question is about stains, and the first person to guess it right is going to win 5 JBF bucks. So tonight's question is, what is the most common kids stain on clothing? So throw it in the comments wherever you're watching and let us know what is the most common kids clothing stain. And hey, good news. We got a hello from West Bremerton, and they have power so far, which is good. I think that's either Benji or Caitlin, if I'm guessing right on the Instagram handle. Hi. So hello, I'm glad you guys have power. Okay, so back to you, Katie.
So I am over here finding, this is outstanding because that was a dark chocolate. It's on white. So this is just a pre-treatment, right? This is before I threw it in the washer. And look where we're at, right? It's practically gone. So it's completely faded out. And that's just with, 3 sprays on that number there. Now, this has yet to go through the wash, and that's where the magic happens, is when it sends through there. There's a couple more spots down here that I'm going to have to treat. But this is what I wanted to show you. I have heard that you do not want to leave this on for overnight or anything because it does. We're not going to ask what's in it.
Probably some sort of enzyme.
But it would kind of create like a bleaching type or leave some sort of mark behind it, the cleaners that are in it. So we don't want to do that. But I just kind of wanted to show you in person what this is capable of doing. I'm very excited about it. I've used it on many items, and I'm just glad that I'm not creating a 3-part concoction really anymore, because that was a lot of effort. So I will make sure next week to show you guys this item fresh and clean, dried after it's come through the wash. So
do you think it works just as well as your magic? The Dawn dish soap and hydrogen peroxide and baking soda. Is that right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I would fully agree with that. So I'm over here with this lipstick stain one too, and I just put it on there, and we're going to treat that. And like I said, I'll show maybe a picture by tomorrow morning and show what's happened to these 2 items after treating those. So that is not the only thing we use, right? That is one of the main things that we're doing. We're cleaning our clothes. We're making sure that those stains, one of the main items to look for stains that we see notorious for coming through that maybe you don't get to see at home because of our lighting is infant clothing right around the neckline. This is where it's notorious for babies. So they spit up. You might not see the stain at that moment and after it comes out of the wash, but over time it creates a yellow neckline, and that would be a no thank you, and we would not be able to accept that at the sale. You are able to get that out. That is something that you can treat. The best way to dry it is to put it outside to dry in the sun. We've seen that is what pulls the stain completely out. So watch for that.
Sunshine is such a handy tool to have, isn't it? If only we had a little more of it in our area.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what is the most common kids' clothing stain? I don't even know this one. I feel like they just are notorious for getting everything dirty.
They are. That's true.
So that is it for the clothing, I would say, unless you can think of something, Nona.
I feel like it's a good. It's like nice, and whatever you use, it's just the point is, the reason we bring this up is that it is so helpful to move your items and just get them out the house, right? But with a tiny little bit of effort and a little bit of elbow grease, you can often get things clean enough to sell and meet our standards at JBF. But also it just helps to, like, when we're moving on to cleaning plastic items or getting sticky goo off things and really getting it cleaned up well, or a stroller or whatever, it helps to put that extra bit of effort into it because you can sell it for a little more the better it looks, right? So
Absolutely.
that's really what we're kind of focusing in on tonight, is not so much what you use. Whatever you like is absolutely fine, but just putting a little bit of extra
Absolutely.
effort. If you've got something that's really wrinkly, run an iron or a steamer over it just to make it look a little bit nicer, or fill in the blank, right? So, all
Right.
right.
Yeah, these ones are another just what I have at home that I've been using. Resolve is a great one. I love using the agitator just at the top of this.
Yes.
So even if it runs out, I'll probably keep it around just to
Yeah.
use as the agitator.
You know what?
Like Nona was saying,
Oh, sorry.
the you're fine. The hydrogen peroxide with Dawn dish soap and baking soda is just a tried and true recipe, and it's equal parts. It creates a paste, and that's just something that you should all have on hand at home. If you don't want to purchase any of these things, that is an easy cleaning ingredient to use.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Nona?
I don't remember. I think there's just enough of a lag in our video tonight that I start talking at the same time, and our videos are just a tiny bit behind. So sorry, I keep talking over you tonight.
Fine. No, you're fine.
Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah, I have used your magic paste, but I haven't tried the new Miss Mouth stuff. So I definitely am. I know, because you've been raving about it for sure.
Game changer. So let's move on to stickiness. One of the things that is tried and true for us is this Goo Gone or Goof Off. It's another brand. So this gets out gum, glue, tree sap, stickers, adhesives. I know I've shopped at Goodwill. Sometimes they have stickers on them, or other places. If things are taped shut with packing tape, then it can leave that sticky residue behind, and this is marvelous for getting that kind of stickiness off. So I would highly recommend this one. And then speaking of things kind of being stuck, we've got to make sure that we look at our shoes and jackets that have Velcro. So those are areas that it just goes the extra mile. So like this shoe here, ooh, I just dropped a safety pin. That could be dangerous. The Velcro in here that gets gunky. I don't know what you use, Nona, but I just take one of my safety pins that I have on hand and I just work it out. So I'm just kind of pulling, and then it lifts up that piece, and then I'm able to just easily pull it right out. And that just goes that extra mile of not looking too worn.
Yeah, it helps the Velcro really be fresh and nice and sticky again. I know one of our consigners has like a dedicated, not used on an animal, a dedicated like little flea comb, like the really fine tooth comb, so that she can get through that. And that's just in her JBF kit. So that's another way too, like a little brush or comb. Yeah, I use a safety pin too. And it just takes a minute. It comes clean really easily, and it helps a lot. Speaking of the sticky things, I also wanted to mention lemon essential oil. That's a great substitute too if you don't want to use the Goo Gone or the Goof Off. They both work great. You just have to be careful if you're getting stuff off of, you don't want to use any of those oil-based cleaners on anything paper, on a sticker or on a book that's paper. You want to be careful with that. But yes.
What about clothing? I don't know that I've tried it on clothing.
I wouldn't, because they're oil-based. So then I think you'd leave behind an oil stain. Yeah.
Right. So we're talking shoes, we're talking plastics. That's what you were wanting to get those adhesives off of. Shoes, I know sometimes have a sticker on them. That's what you would be focusing on. Do not put the oil base onto clothing.
Shoes and rubbing alcohol is also a great one. So if you're for shoes, especially, like often, there can be marks on the soles of shoes. So try the Goof Off, but also try rubbing alcohol. It depends on what it's made of. So some inks work awesome with rubbing alcohol, and some don't budge at all, and vice versa with the Goof Off. So it's another good tip. And for plastic toys, the same thing you can use to get off the sticky residue. And also, like on some plastics, you can use rubbing alcohol to get a permanent marker out on plastics.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, sometimes those permanent markers, they don't budge. But we do our best, and that's what we're here for, just teaching you our ways of, we've been there, we done that. We got our kids and they're messy. And so thankful for that.
Yes.
So on the topic of shoes, I'm over here. This is my best friend. This is our Magic Eraser. I love to buy these from Costco because they're sold in bulk for about $8 for, I want to say, about 10 of them, something like that. Very affordable. You get the most. I would not recommend generic brand Magic Erasers. They're just going to crumble in your hands and you're going to be mad at yourself. So don't do that. So you want to get them a little bit wet. That is the trick. You're just going to get it a little bit. I have water over by my computer and it's scaring me. But this shoe is just kind of dingy white along the whole side. I really believe that you can drive up your price, minimum $1, if you just take the time and scrub this item just along that white ridge. Let me see if I can do a side by side and show you guys just how nicely that came out. It is nice and white compared to, this is bad lighting to show this. It looks white on both ends, but it just goes that extra mile to clean up your shoes and make them look nice. And I promise you would need less than one whole one to get through all of your shoes. So this is just a great way to go that extra mile. When you're showcasing your items at JBF, we really want to see that the shoes are clean. You can run them through your washing machine. Just be very careful, like this one here. This will get torn up if you have an agitator in your washing machine. So be very careful. Once again, I love to wash them and then put them outside when it's sunny out, not in the nasty storm where they're going to fly away. But let them dry outside. Let them go through that. Or we line them up on the heaters in the house just so that they can dry out.
Yeah.
So that is something to watch for.
Another one of my favorite tools is the sweater shaver. And I actually use this a fair amount on shoes, believe it or not. So one place that shoes just get a lot of friction is right on the tops where the laces are. They can get really pilly. The laces can kind of pill, and the material on the top just from rubbing on pants and things like that. Also, this is a little more practical for the wintry stuff when you have like shearling boots and stuff like that that have a thick lining. You can also use the sweater shaver on that to really freshen it up and just make it look almost like new. So just those little things, wherever you have a lot of pilling and snagging and things like that, you can really clean that up with a little bit of effort, and it's just as good.
Absolutely. So Nona's talking about this sweater shaver. This is one that we have for sale on our supply page. You can use whatever you have on hand. That is absolutely okay. Wow, spaghetti.
That is a good one.
That's a notorious. That one's hard to get out.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one here is just a fabric shaver. You can use it on clothing, on your couch. Like you can use it on just about everything. You just have to be careful. Don't drive it too far down onto the clothing item. You can create a new hole if you're getting too close into it. So be very, very careful.
Yeah, don't push down really hard. Yeah, because you'll snag the actual fabric. You just like graze over it. But it works great. It's great for clothing too. Did I just say that? It's great for clothing. It is a clothing shaver.
For fabric.
It's time for a nap. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to call a winner on our trivia question. So Heather had a combination answer, which is mud and grass. And the answer, believe it or not, is grass stain. And that one did surprise me a little bit, but grass stains are the most common kids' clothing stain. So
that makes sense. That makes sense. Because we have bibs and things, but I can't tell you, every Sunday after church, my little one's like, can I go run outside? And I'm like, in his khakis, so we bought those zip off ones. So in the summer, he'll zip off the bottom of his pants so he can go run and get his knees all muddy. That's fine. But that's too funny. Wow. Way to go, Heather. I love that.
Yeah. All right. So what else did we not cover?
Yeah, so I just brought in some cleats
Okay.
too. So cleats, sports equipment, those are all things to be watching for. We do have a little bit more forgiveness in that area. That's something that's rough and tough in that. But we do still want to rinse off the bottom of these, make sure that there's not grass still stuck to the bottom. We need to be shaking them off, making sure they're nice and clean. So watch for that one. What else do I have here? I've got our tapes. I've got just these one little trick. This I like to keep bounce sheets in my my baskets, our buckets. So like our Costco totes, I wouldn't recommend spraying with any fabric freshener or anything like that, but I just like to put this at the very bottom so it doesn't smell stale or something if I'm storing my tags for more than one
Yeah.
sale. So it's just something to keep at the bottom, and it helps with the smell.
Yeah, that's such a great trick. Instead of
Another-
feeling like you need to freshen them up after they've been in there, just like be preemptive and throw a dryer sheet in
Yes.
while they're in storage, right? Because
Absolutely. So a fun tip that Dania, our Valley Tagger, I always tend to do things just myself, and I forget to involve my kids sometimes. And I had quite a few outdoor toys, and this is the sale for those outdoor toys. People are going to be running like mad to buy those items, right? We've got our water tables, our strollers, anything that's going to be outside at all does need to be cleaned too. And so if it's anything that's just plastic, like the playhouses and that, I put them out in the front yard and I send my kids each with a scrub brush. It can be ones that maybe you find at the Dollar Tree. These are great, right? And they each get one, and I send them out with some Dawn Power Wash. And this is just awesome. It turns into a fun bubble bath for the kids, and then the item comes out clean. So that's just a reminder, once again, that it doesn't have to be all on you. Make it a family event. Let them have one more fun trip with that item. Maybe they've outgrown it, and just help bless you. So Dawn Power Wash is one of my tried and true for outdoor. This just removes all the grease and grit to get it off of there. I'm sure any cleaner, like we've said, will work fine that you have on hand, but that's something that I would highlight.
that's another good product tip because that's one that I haven't tried before.
Yeah, it's adorable to look out the window and I'm folding laundry. I've officially cloned myself when I've done, having them help clean those
Nice.
items. And then just, you've got your Clorox wipes. Make sure that you're wiping down the high chairs. Make sure you're getting into those toys that maybe little one has been gnawing on over time. Just get everything a good little wipe down. I have some generic brand ones too. That's completely fine, but we want to make sure that our shoppers are coming to find our clean items. And so we will be looking, we inspect our clothing, we inspect our shoes and toys. If something's grimy and that, they will be pulled from the sales floor if it is something that's dirty. So we just please ask that you take the time to wash down your outdoor equipment too.
Yeah. And like we mentioned, it just makes it a little extra special. And that's just one thing that we always want to keep the quality of our secondhand items as high as possible. So everybody feels like they're getting a good value. And we are just blessing the next family that's going to go on and grab that item. So, all right, Miss Katie, once again, we filled our time and we just never get to talk as long as we want to, but our time is up. Just one more quick reminder to enter into the 9 and 9 challenge. So if you've done at least 9 tags today or any day over the last 2 weeks, you still have until tomorrow night, Wednesday night at midnight, to get your entries in. And if you forgot to do it, that's fine. Just go back and look at your tags and you can see when you entered them and put them onto the form. So, and then we will announce the 2 winners on Thursday morning for that. And I think that's it. So, yeah.
That's all. Well, just remember, everyone, you've got this. You've absolutely got this. And know, too, when we are at inspection and maybe you've missed just a couple of things, we do have a fabric shaver there, a lint roller. We are here to help you. We are all moms and we are all in this together. And it takes a village. So thank you all for taking the time to come watch this. I hope that you find any of this little bits helpful and that maybe this might be your second true.
I know, I have to get some of the Miss Mouth magic stuff. Not the official name.
That's it.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Have a good night. Happy tagging. And we'll see you in
Happy
6
Tuesday.
weeks, Katie. Oh, wow.
It's coming so quickly.
All right. Good night, guys.
All right. Good night, everyone.